diminished. Okay, super. So let me try with this and see how we go. Gut, ich teile meinen Bildschirm. I'll just look out for a blank screen and then take it from there. I think this will be it. Okay. So we have mentioned three concepts. Die Vergangenheit, this is the past. Okay. Then we also mentioned die Gegenwart. This is the present. And we mentioned die Zukunft. Let me just put it here. Die Zukunft. The future. So we have those three concepts as far as time is concerned. Then, in the past, I spoke of James, and James has joined us. In the past, what do we have? We have the following words. I won't go far beyond that. Vorgestern. This is the day before yesterday. And gestern. That is yesterday. What I'll do is this. I'll check if I have space. You see, in German, it's one word. In English, it is many words. But let me leave it as it is. I think you'll remember. Then die Gegenwart, we're talking about today. The present. Die Zukunft is the future. We're talking about morgen. And the day after tomorrow is übermorgen. Übermorgen is the day after tomorrow. The U and the E at the beginning is standing in for the U with two dots, which I will add, the U umlaut. Okay? Übermorgen is the day after tomorrow. So, vorgestern, gestern, heute, morgen, übermorgen. You have all that span. Okay? Gut. Und jetzt sprechen wir über das Perfekt. I will edit a few things over here before we can take a screenshot of it and then post it in the group. So I come back to the book. And here we have the presentation. Was haben Sie gestern gemacht? What did you do yesterday? Now, the fact that we're talking about yesterday means it's already in the past. Okay? Hier sind 3 Fotos. Nee, das sind 6 Fotos eigentlich. Das ist Petra. Ich zeige zunächst einmal 3 Fotos. Moment, I'll try to zoom so that the images look bigger. Das ist Petra Feibel, Marc Franke, Carlo Benini. Und wer ist das? Das ist Jan Urbanski. Das ist Lisa. Und das ist Anja Mattisen. Ich habe gestern da. So this is what I did yesterday. Sehen Sie die Bilder an. Look at the following pictures. Welches Bild passt? Which picture matches which audio? So there are 6 bits of audio. Ordnen Sie zu und hören Sie dann und vergleichen Sie. Okay? So here you have different activities all together, and there are 6 audio recordings which we will go through. But let me see. Before we listen, what do you recognize in any of these pictures? Let's start with Carlo Benini. Wo ist er? Where is he? On this photo.
Supermarkt.
Genau, er ist im Supermarkt. Mhm. Und was hat er in der Hand? Was ist das in der Hand?
Äpfel.
Das sind Äpfel. Ja, genau, das sind Äpfel. Sie haben das super gemacht. Und das ist Mark Franke. Es ist einfach so. Wo ist er?
Nichts.
Nee, aber wo ist er? In which place is he?
In der Sportschule.
Office.
Im Büro. Yeah? So office is called das Büro. Büro. So in the office would be im Büro. Wow, he's in the office and he's looking like that. Isn't that a lovely place to work? Okay? Im Büro oder zu Hause would be at home. Okay. Und jetzt hier ist Petra Weibel. Was macht Petra? What's she doing?
Im Park.
Sie ist im Park vielleicht? Yeah, she's probably in the park. And what is she doing right now? What's she doing right now?
She's reading.
Yeah, and she's reading something in particular.
Newspaper.
A newspaper. I don't
Zeit-
remember the last. Yeah, die Zeitung. Yeah, die Zeitung.
Zeit-
Sehr gut. Yeah. Zeitschrift is also a good one. Zeitschrift is zum Beispiel, oh my God, when is the last time I read a printed thing? Become such an online person. Also Zeitungen sind zum Beispiel Daily Nation, Sunday Nation, The Standard, Sunday Standard. Ja, das ist eine Zeitung, okay? Eine Zeitschrift ist zum Beispiel The Economist, Cosmopolitan, Forbes, Home and Garden und so weiter. Ja? Verstehen Sie den Unterschied? Do you get the difference? By the way, I hope what I'm mentioning actually makes sense because I'm of a different generation. So if you were to say Zeitung in English, what would the word be? I've given a couple of examples. The Daily Nation, Sunday Nation, The Standard, Sunday Standard. Auf Englisch, was ist das?
Newspaper.
Newspaper, okay? Newspaper. Gut, und Cosmopolitan, The Economist, Forbes, Home and Garden, PC World und so weiter. Was ist das? Das ist eine Zeitschrift. Ja?
Zeitschrift.
Zeitschrift. Dann was ist das auf Englisch?
Wie bitte?
Wie sagt man Zeitschrift auf Englisch? What is the English word for Zeitschrift?
Magazine.
That's correct. So you have these magazines that are published and sold, etc. Okay, gut. Und das ist Jan Urbanski. Er trägt etwas, das ist Lisa. Und Lisa ist nicht allein. Lisa is not alone. Und das hier ist Anja Mattison. Super. Okay, gute Leute. Ich möchte das Audio testen und Sie sagen mir, wer das ist. Ich werde meine Kamera ausschalten. I'll switch off my camera so that I don't distract you visually. I'll keep the microphone on just as a way of confirming when I test the audio. Please tell me if this is coming through.
Lektion 11.
Did someone say Lektion 11? If that one didn't come through, then I have to connect the audio. If it came through, you can go on. Did you hear
It came
Lektion
through.
11? If it came through, then that's wonderful. The audio is connected. Because sometimes, the reason I make sure is this. When I play the audio, I can hear from two sources. But if I haven't connected the audio, other participants in the meeting will not hear the audio. Okay? Fantastisch. Hier kommt das erste Audio.
Lektion 11. Aufgabe 1a und 2a. A.
Was ich gestern gemacht habe? Tja, nicht so viel, oder? Gestern Vormittag habe ich in aller Ruhe Zeitung gelesen. Von 9 bis halb 12. Das habe ich schon lange nicht mehr gemacht. Ach ja, und am Nachmittag habe ich eine Stunde lang mit meiner Mutter telefoniert.
Okay, A1. Welche Person ist das? Ist das Weibel, Mark Franke, Carlo Benini? Welche Person ist das? Soll ich den Dialog noch einmal spielen? Should I play it one more time?
E.
Wie bitte E? E ist Lisa. E?
Just play it one more time first.
Okay, very well. So here we go. One more time.
Lektion 11. Aufgabe 1a und 2a. A.
Was ich gestern gemacht habe? Tja, nicht so viel, oder? Gestern Vormittag habe ich in aller Ruhe Zeitung gelesen. Von 9 bis halb 12. Das habe ich schon lange nicht mehr gemacht.
Quick question. Did you already get a hint from what you've heard so far?
It's Lara. Yes, it's
Yeah.
Lara.
Yeah, that's it. Lara.
Petra.
Petra Feibel. Okay, so let me let it run to the end.
Ach ja, und am Nachmittag habe ich eine Stunde lang mit meiner Mutter telefoniert.
Okay, das ist ja klar. Und jetzt spiele ich Dialog 2 vor. I'll play the second one. And what I'll do is once it starts playing, I scroll up to the pictures.
B.
Schon vorletzte Woche habe ich gedacht, mein Schreibtisch sieht ja schrecklich aus. Letzte Woche habe ich es wieder gedacht. Und was habe ich gemacht? Nichts habe ich gemacht. Aber gestern, gestern habe ich meinen Schreibtisch endlich aufgeräumt. Na, sieht er nicht super aus? Ich habe sogar einen Film gemacht. Einen Schreibtisch-Aufräumfilm. Möchten Sie ihn sehen?
Okay, das ist ganz bestimmt ein Mann. Welcher Mann ist das? Ist das Mark Franke, Carlo Benini oder Jan Urbanski? Welcher Mann ist das? Which man was that?
Mark.
Mark Franke. Okay, danke. Jetzt spiele ich den dritten Dialog vor.
C.
C.
Von 9 bis 17 Uhr habe ich gearbeitet. Danach habe ich eingekauft. Was habe ich sonst noch gemacht? Ach ja, ich habe Nudeln gekocht, aufgeräumt und abgewaschen.
Benini.
Benini? Das ist richtig. That's correct. What gives it away? What was the hint? Because you're
Shop.
right. Yeah, he said eingekauft. So einkaufen is to shop. And we had already established that Carlo Benini is in the supermarket. So einkaufen is to shop. Er hat eingekauft. Okay, gut. Dialog D. Oder Gespräch D.
D.
Was ist denn das für eine Frage? Was habe ich wohl gemacht? Raten Sie mal. Richtig, ich habe gearbeitet. Ab 7:30 Uhr morgens Bis jetzt spät am Abend. Ich habe keine Pause gemacht. Ich hatte gestern meinen ersten Arbeitstag nach dem Urlaub. Aber jetzt ist Feierabend. Ich gehe nach Hause. Tschüss.
Okay, das war ein Mann. Welcher Mann ist das?
Jan.
Das ist, ja, das ist Jan. Okay. Nächste.
E.
Hallo, ich heiße Lisa und das ist Bello. Wir haben gestern einen Spaziergang im Wald gemacht. Wir haben Bäume gesehen. Und Blumen. Und, ach ja, wir haben einen Vogel gehört. Der Vogel hat ganz schön gesungen. Und dann habe ich auch gesungen. Und was hast du gemacht, Bello? Genau, Bello hat gebellt.
Also Lisa.
Ja, genau, das ist Lisa. Und jetzt haben wir
F.
F.
Was ich gestern gemacht habe? Ich habe lange geschrieben. Ich schreibe gerade meine Doktorarbeit. Boah, das ist sehr, sehr stressig. Mein Kopf ist so voll. Und ich habe mal wieder viel zu wenig gegessen. Und viel zu viel Kaffee getrunken.
Ja.
You got a hint there, right?
Yeah, it's Anja.
Anya, yeah?
Anja.
Anya, yeah. Because the J is like a Y. Anya.
Anja.
And what was the hint? Because there was a hint given, and you're right.
Kaffee.
Ja, sehr gut. Sie hat Kaffee getrunken. As she was speaking, she said, ich schreibe an meiner Doktorarbeit. So she's doing her PhD. And at some point she, don't worry, I'll take care of the ambience. Good. And at some point she needed to take a break and she granted herself a cup of coffee. Okay, gut. So, vielen Dank. Ich habe gestern da. Hören Sie noch einmal und verbinden Sie. Okay? What I'd like us to do now is this. We'll hear the same ones, but before we hear them, I would now like you to look at the words. You will begin to see some of the words that concern what you heard. What I'd like you to do is this. Try and take a guess. Zum Beispiel Nummer 1, A passt zu Nummer 3. Ich habe Zeitung gelesen und telefoniert. What I'd like you to do is this. Take 1 minute, even before we listen to them, try and match them. You could do that in pencil. And then we're going to listen to them. Yeah? Gut. Also nehmen Sie sich eine Minute Zeit. I'll give you a minute, and then we'll go one by one by one and see if your hypothesis is correct. Gut, eine Minute.
B und 6.
Okay, ich glaube, wir sind soweit. Und was denken Sie? A. Ich habe Zeitung gelesen und telefoniert. B. Oh, ich habe meine Kamera noch nicht aktiviert. Actually said that imperfect. B. Wer möchte? You don't have to be right. You just need to be daring. If it has a word that you find complicated, no problem. I'll help you pronounce it. B. Or any of them, as a matter of fact. Maybe B is not the one you prefer.
Was ist Schreibtisch?
Schreibtisch is a desk. Like what this laptop is on. Schreibtisch is an office desk. Der Tisch is generally a table. Okay, go on.
Ich habe meine Schreibtisch
Aufgeräumt.
aufgeräumt und einen Film gemacht.
Und einen Film gemacht. Sehr gut, danke. Und C? Anybody? C?
Can I do a different one?
Yeah, go for it. Whether it's D, A or F.
F.
Aha, go for it.
Ich habe an meiner Doktorarbeit geschrieben und habe so wenig gegessen und so viel Kaffee getrunken.
Das ist korrekt. Danke. Also wir haben jetzt A, B und F. Es bleiben C, D und E. And not necessarily in that order.
Ich kann versuchen.
Ja, bitteschön.
Ich habe gearbeitet, eine gekauft, Nudeln gekocht, aufgeräumt und abgewaschen.
Ja, das ist richtig. Ja, das ist C und 6. Super. Und das hat ganz viele Verben. Jetzt bleiben nur D und E. Now we have only those two left.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
With the past get spoken, the previous video said like third person, is it third singular? And is trunken the third singular for ARZOS?
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in terms of how we conjugate the verbs in the perfect. But remember, Lucy also distinguished between regular and irregular verbs. And what the hint he was giving us was basically about regular verbs. We'll come across some irregular ones as well, so their structure will be different. Anyway, shall we leave the other two and do them while we listen to the recordings? We've done 4 out of 6, and that's good, eh? Or would one person like to try just one more? Okay, super. Anybody? I don't want to close anybody out.
Maybe B.
We've already done B. Or are you saying D?
B, yeah.
D für Deutschland.
B.
No, B für Berlin we've already done.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and even these two that are left, you're going to definitely hack them. So, ich deaktiviere meine Kamera. I'll switch off my camera so that I don't distract you visually. I'll keep the microphone on just for communication. And here we go. So let's check this first one.
Lektion 11. Aufgabe 1a und 2a. A.
Was ich gestern gemacht habe? Tja, nicht so viel, oder? Gestern Vormittag habe ich in aller Ruhe Zeitung gelesen. Von 9 bis halb 12. Das habe ich schon lange nicht mehr gemacht. Ach ja, und am Nachmittag habe ich eine Stunde lang mit meiner Mutter telefoniert.
Das war richtig, wie Sie sehen. Okay? Und dann B.
B.
Schon vorletzte Woche habe ich gedacht, mein Schreibtisch sieht ja schrecklich aus. Letzte Woche habe ich es wieder gedacht. Und was habe ich gemacht? Nichts habe ich gemacht. Aber gestern, haha, gestern habe ich meinen Schreibtisch endlich aufgeräumt. Na, sieht er nicht super aus? Ich habe sogar einen Film gemacht. Einen Schreibtisch-Aufräumfilm. Möchten Sie ihn sehen?
Okay, das war auch richtig. B war richtig. Und jetzt C.
C.
Von 9 bis 17 Uhr habe ich gearbeitet. Danach habe ich eingekauft. Was habe ich sonst noch gemacht? Ach ja, ich habe Nudeln gekocht, aufgeräumt und abgewaschen.
Ja, das war auch richtig. Ich glaube, Aimable hat das gelöst. Es blieben D und E. D and E remained unanswered. But let's listen to them now. Because we'll listen as we... Oh dear. I'll just have to scroll back. A, B, C, D.
D.
Was ist denn das für eine Frage? Was habe ich wohl gemacht? Raten Sie mal. Richtig, ich habe gearbeitet. Ab 7:30 Uhr morgens bis jetzt spät am Abend. Ich habe keine Pause gemacht. Ich hatte gestern meinen ersten Arbeitstag nach dem Urlaub. Aber jetzt ist Feierabend. Ich gehe nach Hause. Tschüss.
I think you heard that one.
Ja, die
Yeah.
5.
Okay, bitte vorlesen. Please read it out. Anytime you read, it improves your chances of saying the right thing later.
Ich habe gearbeitet und keine Pause gemacht.
Ja, sehr gut. Ich habe gearbeitet. So there's an accent on the A. Ich habe gearbeitet und keine Pause gemacht. Super. Und jetzt E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hoppla. 5.
E.
Hallo, ich heiße Lisa und das ist Bello. Wir haben gestern einen Spaziergang im Wald gemacht. Wir haben Bäume gesehen. Und Blumen. Und, ach ja, wir haben einen Vogel gehört. Der Vogel hat ganz schön gesungen. Und dann habe ich auch gesungen. Und was hast du gemacht, Bello? Genau, Bello hat gebellt.
Okay, ich glaube, Sie haben das jetzt gehört, ja?
Einen Vogel gehört und gesungen.
Ja,
Zwei.
genau. Ja, also ich habe einen Spaziergang gemacht, einen Vogel gehört und ich habe gesungen. F. Hoppla.
F.
Was ich gestern gemacht habe? Ich habe lange geschrieben. Ich schreibe gerade meine Doktorarbeit. Boah, das ist sehr, sehr stressig. Mein Kopf ist so voll. Und ich habe mal wieder viel zu wenig gegessen. Und viel zu viel Kaffee getrunken.
Und F war auch richtig, das haben wir gemacht. Okay? Gut, super. Und jetzt sprechen wir über den Alltag, über unsere Routine. Ich schalte jetzt meine Kamera an, weil wir mit dem Hören fertig sind. Und ich nehme nur ein paar Beispiele von dem, was wir normalerweise morgens machen. So what I'll do is I'll take 1 or 2 typical verbs, maybe 3 or 4 of typical verbs that describe the morning, okay? Now, given that it's evening right now, we're talking about something that A, happened in the past, and B, is already complete. It's not going on. If it were going on, you'd use the present tense. If it started in the past and continues now, then it's still present. But if it started in the past and was completed in the past, then we can use perfect. So, let me take a couple of words from a typical routine. Yeah, a typical routine in the morning. But to do that, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I'm going to share my screen first. I just change a thing. I still have the concepts we looked at earlier in the lesson. I'll use the same title as the book. I haven't started sharing my screen. It's because I'm just giving it an identity first so that whatever I'm typing is easy to find when I begin the process of sharing the screen. Okay, I am now beginning the process of sharing the screen. So in a few seconds, you will be able to see what I am sharing. I'll first pause and wait for it to appear on your screens. I'm in trouble, but not such big trouble. I've already seen that I need to insert the U umlaut. Okay, so what are we talking about? Das Perfekt. Das Perfekt. Okay? This in English is the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense. Okay? Very well. So what does it express? Oh, sorry. I have misspelled tense. It's because I was looking at the font. The font is bigger than I had wanted. So what I'll do is I'll take it from here and I'll just push that away. What are we dealing with? The present perfect tense. Yes, that's better. The present. Nee, das Perfekt. Let me write that auf Deutsch. Das perfekt. And this is the present perfect tense. Okay, good. Now, a couple of things. One, it helps us to express the past. Okay? Used in spoken interactions. Mostly. Okay? Good. The actions described are in the past and also completed. So it's in the past and it is completed. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is pick just a couple of typical morning verbs. Let me pretend that making the bed is typical. Das Bett machen. Okay? Let me pretend that showering is typical. Duschen. Let me pretend that having breakfast is typical. Frühstücken. Now here I need umlaut. So what I'll do is I'll pause sharing and give myself the leeway to have the tab, which allows me to incorporate special characters. I know that a member of the class had begun to talk to me about how to install a German keyboard, and I need to follow that advice so that life is easier for me. Okay, so let me pretend that having breakfast is typical, and I'm going to write it there, Frühstücken. No, not capital, umlaut, you umlaut. I should look for the smaller one. And again, because I'm going to use it twice, Frühstücken. Frühstücken is to have breakfast. Okay? So let's pretend that I am making my bed at 6. No, nowadays if you wake up at 6, it's a bit tricky. Let's pretend that I'm making my bed at 5:30. Let me save space by simply putting an H. And then let's pretend that I am showering 15 minutes later. And this is duschen. And then let's pretend that I'm having breakfast after having dressed up and so on, maybe an hour later with other things to do, yeah? So that's Frühstücken, okay? Good. So let's assume that I am speaking in the time when these things are happening in the morning, and somebody asks me, hey, we're still waiting for you out here, what are you doing? And you'll answer in the present, if at all. So this would be, ich mache das Bett. I am making the bed. This is in the present tense, in that moment, at that time. And then let's look at the next one. And the next one is duschen. How will I say I am taking a shower? This one is easy. It's friendly.
Ich dusche.
Ich dusche. forgot the time. I forgot the time. 5 Uhr 45. Okay? And this one is
Nine.
I've got the time wrong, have I not? Ich dusche 5 Uhr 45. So the good thing is I'll edit. I'll just go back up there and edit. Okay? And the editing will happen so painlessly that we can actually say I have finished. Okay? Now, I think I have enough space to write Uhr in the sentences, so I will actually make use of that space. And then, ich frühstücke 6 Uhr 45. Ja, ich frühstücke. Yeah, ich frühstücke. Because of the conjugation for ich, they end with e. Most of the verbs, except of course the modal verbs. Ich frühstücke 6 Uhr 45. I think I can afford to write the full word for these ones. And these ones. Okay, good. I corrected the time. So here I am speaking in the morning, in the moment. Maybe I'm even sending a text to someone who is telling me, we have to start the meeting at 10 o'clock. Okay? So now when we are speaking in class, like right now, these things are in the past. So what do I say? Ich habe 5:30 Uhr das Bett gemacht. Okay? Oh, we actually have that space. Good. And then we have this next one. If only I could find the cursor. Oh, there it is. And it will be ich habe 5:45 geduscht. Okay? And the next one is ich habe 6:45 Uhr gefrühstückt. So let me just graft this. And have it come to the end over here. And it ends with a T. Gut, fantastisch. Ich mache das Bett. Ich dusche. Ich frühstücke. Let me highlight these verbs over here. Now I need to go back to the tab that enables me to edit. I'll share my screen again. And this should be visible to you in the next short while. Okay? Look at where this verb is located. Ich mache das Bett. Wondering what color to pick. I can pick a luminous green, or I could use this one. Ich mache das Bett. That's your verb. Ich dusche. Ich frühstücke. In English, you'll have more words. You will say, I am having breakfast. But when we look for these verbs, over here, we find them looking like this. And this, and finally, this. Okay, let's notice a couple of things. A1, what do you notice happens to this verb here, highlighted in green, so that it is transformed to this verb here within another sentence? What are a couple of things you notice? Ich mache, ich habe gemacht.
We had ge.
There's ge that's added as a prefix. Very good.
Positional difference.
Ah, very good. Develop your answer. This is fantastic. What's the difference in...
E changes to te. A changes to te.
Okay, or rather, these verbs have the ending T. Yeah, these verbs have the ending T. Gemacht, geduscht, gefrühstückt. And so that T sound is there in English as well, because you say, today I cook, yesterday I cooked. And even though it is with a D, the sound is a T. Today I look, yesterday I looked. So there's an aspect of that in terms of pronunciation. So this, which I left labeled, unlabeled, is the present perfect tense. So this would be die Gegenwart. That would be the present tense. And this would be das Perfekt. And there are a couple of things that you've noticed. One, the verb conjugated in perfect goes to the end of the phrase and it is conjugated in perfect. Secondly, position 2 or location 2 is occupied by the helping verb or the auxiliary verb. In this case, the verb haben. And thirdly, the verb haben has to be conjugated according to the subject of that sentence. So if it were du, it would be du hast um 5:30 Uhr das Bett gemacht. Okay? Oder du hast um 5:45 Uhr geduscht. Or if it is Frühstücken, it could be wir. Maybe we sat down to have breakfast as a family. Wir haben um 6:45 Uhr gefrühstückt. Okay, so far so good?
Yeah.
Okay, if that is clear, what I would like to do is this. I would like to request someone to please take a screenshot of this and post it in our group. Let me first make sure that only the desired items are highlighted. Nothing has changed in terms of location. I hope that screenshot looks okay. Let me check my WhatsApp device. But even if you take and you haven't posted, that's okay. Okay, I think I'll wait. Has somebody at least captured it?
Yeah, you can continue.
Ah, fantastic. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that support. And what I'll do is I'll come back to the book. Und hier ist das Buch. Und Sie sehen, hier ist diese Struktur. Was haben Sie gestern gemacht? Even in the form of a question. This verb many times occupies position 2. There's also another version that allows you to start with the conjugated verb. But the one that is imperfect, or rather the helping verb, but the verb that is imperfect usually comes at the end of the phrase. Okay? Gut. Markieren Sie die Verben in A und ordnen sie zu. Now, what we're going to do is this. There are some verbs that you see over here, and you have them in different categories. Just get the verbs from this exercise, and they are the last words over here, for the most part, but there are some over here. Just get all those verbs and categorize them in this table according to those categories. Okay? Now, the first category is clear. Look for the ones that have ge at the beginning, and then their ending is te or et. If it's either it ends with a t or an et, that's okay. It belongs to that category. The second category with getrunken is of those verbs that begin with ge in perfect, but they end with en. That's an irregular verb. Then there's a regular verb that has a separable prefix. For example, einkaufen becomes eingekauft. And then Fernsehen becomes ferngesehen. And fotografieren, because it ends with ieren, becomes fotografiert. It doesn't take ge. You remember I mentioned earlier in the lesson that there are some verbs which in perfect don't usually require ge, and that's one of them. Okay, so eins. Take 2 minutes because you're going to search and then fill. I must have skipped something. Because you're going to search and fill. Yes, there it is. And here are the verbs. Okay? So let me say 2 Minuten. Let me check with you after 2 minutes. If the time is not enough, I'll of course grant you at least 1 more minute. Alles klar?
Ja.
Okay, super. Sie haben 2 Minuten. Okay, ich hoffe, Sie sind fertig. Und hier haben wir die Kategorien. Gemacht beginnt mit G und also die Endung ist T. Welche Beispiele haben wir hier? Manche sind hier links und manche sind hier rechts. So this category that begins with G and ends with T, which ones do we see?
Gekocht.
Gekocht is on the left side or on the right side?
Right. Right.
Ah,
yeah, right.
okay.
Six.
Okay. You've gone all the way to the bottom. It's interesting how I check. I begin from the top and I begin from the left. So gekocht is definitely one of them. Very good. Excellent. Gekocht. Mhm. Any other verbs that start with G and end with T?
Gehört.
Gehört, ja, richtig, gehört. Okay, just in the interest of time, so that we don't take too long doing this, look at gemacht. It's right above gekocht. It's definitely one of those. Go to the left-hand side. Yeah, good. Yeah, gearbeitet also. It begins with G and ends with a T. Yeah, gemacht appears 3 times. I'm sure you've noted that. Twice on the right and once on the left. Okay? I may have overlooked one, but I think that's it. So you have that category. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Now let's look at the next category. Begins with G, but ends with AN. One of them is already highlighted.
Gesungen.
Gesungen, yeah. Comes from singen.
Gelesen.
Gelesen, fantastisch.
Geschrieben.
Geschrieben, sehr gut. Guys, you're doing this well. There's one more, by the way.
Gegessen.
Gegessen. Gegessen. Because it's double S, you say gegessen. That comes from essen. Okay? Gegessen. Okay, next category. Oh God, what is that? Here you have a verb with a separable prefix, and the G comes between the prefix and the stem of the verb, but still ends with T. A regular separable verb.
Aufgeräumt.
Aufgeräumt, sehr gut.
Abgewaschen. Gewaschen. Yeah?
Abgewaschen ends with EN.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
end with T. Yeah. But there's one more. It's already been given as an example, but it's valid.
Eingekauft.
Eingekauft. Eingekauft. Ja, eingekauft. Sehr gut. So, das ist die Kategorie. And you had anticipated the next category, which is a verb with a separable prefix. The G comes in between the prefix and the verb stem. But this one ends with EN. A-N. Abgewaschen. Abgewaschen.
Ferngesehen.
Ferngesehen, sehr gut. Und dann die letzte Kategorie, the last category you see there, friends, is this one. What do we have there? Fotografiert.
Telefoniert.
Telefoniert. Is there another one that ends with iert? Okay, good. So we have those categories. Now let's move on to the next page, please. Habt ihr gestern Abend, sehen Sie das Bildlexikon, schließen Sie dann Ihr Buch. Ihr Kursleiter oder Ihre Kursleiterin fragt, haben Sie gestern Abend gemacht? Haben Sie das gestern Abend gemacht? Dann stehen Sie auf. Okay, gut. Wo ist unser Bildlexikon? Let's go to the vocabulary. In the Bildlexikon, let me check where it is. Here it is. Okay, please read after me. Even if you don't have to activate your microphone, that's, by the way, perfect. Why? Because we are reading from different places, so there could be a 2-second delay. So when you're saying arbeiten, somebody else is beginning to say arbeiten. So please say after me, arbeiten. Okay, I'll say that again. Arbeiten. Why do I emphasize that? Because you might be tempted to say arbeiten. That's not correct. It's arbeiten. The first syllable. Arbeiten. Okay, good. Now let's go to the next one. Aufräumen. Please repeat after me. Aufräumen.
Thank you, ma'am. That's it?
The next one is Kaffee trinken.
I was fine apologizing to
Kaffee
your entitled ass to
trinken.
make this all go away, but I can't play this game anymore.
Weiter.
I spent the last few months trying to figure
Eine
out what
Pause
kind of cop I wanna
machen.
be. And I'll say this, Sergeant Stamps, I haven't met a lot of good
Eine
role models
Pause
here.
machen.
This check,
By the way, that's a word which in English you pronounce as pause, aber auf Deutsch ist das Pause. Eine Pause machen. Was ist das auf Englisch?
they deserve a fair share.
If you were to translate that into English, what would that mean? Eine Pause machen.
Scales of justice. So with that being said,
Sorry, did you say to chill? Yeah, to
relax.
chill, relax, or to chillax?
Both.
Both of them, to chillax. Eine Pause, but look at the word Pause.
You're a police cadet.
Pause. To pause. When you are working and then you pause from working, what are you doing? Somebody has just said it. You are taking a
I just walked in the room and there's two bitches
precisely, and that's what this is. Eine Pause machen is to take a break. Yeah. So if you're going to watch a concert and you see somewhere written pause on the program, means that there will be an intermission or a break there. Einen Spaziergang machen. Einen Spaziergang machen. That is to go for a walk, to take a walk. Okay, let me find my cursor, click on that, and then scroll. Oh God.
If you need help, there's a support group for people who have been
Sorry,
bullied by Kenyans
I was
online.
scrolling
I thought about
using
making
the
this video in
arrows,
the morning, and then I was like,
but on the arrows I haven't
alafu
already
nikapatana na hii
got to
video
the
ya Moya
page that we are
David.
doing.
He's
So
made a
this
recent
sends me
video.
back
Let me read
to
for you some comments, then you'll know mbona mimi inanitatiza, na kama haikutatizi, you're part of the problem. The first comment,
this, yeah, the arrows
usikuje
took me back to, I
kunisurprise
think,
na hizo
Lexion
mashavu.
Tia Orphan.
Punguza
So
mwili
now,
kaka.
because I have scrolled and it's an online,
We have my two baby fathers who are responsible for
it's an online medium,
you being here.
I have to
wanna
check
big up
how
Papa
far
Sanat.
I am
Nabule, we
from
out here bigging up Papa
where we
Sanat.
are supposed to
And
be.
we bigging up.
This one is talking about Mandazi, so that's not the one. Let me just scroll back because it had loaded.
Indian,
That means
from Flatbush, my second
I
baby.
should be able to connect with the same page in the next short while.
We out here. He had a very strong impact also in Kai's.
Scroll to 71.
71? Was it 71? Ah, excellent. Thanks for. Let me see. If that brings us any closer. So now let me begin to check out. That is setting. So we're getting closer. Should be there in the next short while. Let it load.
Life, and he loves Kai very much, and he wanted me to tell you.
Boss, sema 2 hours, hii 2 hours. Mkinichelewesha pata sana.
Think I'm being too
Harakisha
cautious.
tumalize. Unajua idea ni waona ni kama nimegraduate hata ndio toka. Toka.
It's about to go down.
And here we are. Okay, super. I was going to come to these other ones because there are these ones. So, sorry about that. Here, built lexicon. Schlafen.
You people. So these are the things which I've actually
Schlafen.
shown ever since I came to Kenya, you know, as a student
Sleep.
or yes.
Hausaufgabe machen. Video homework. Hausaufgaben machen. Here we have two alternatives. Eine Serie schauen. Eine Serie schauen. This is to watch a series. Possible on TV. Sometimes you watch that on a computer. Okay? Einen Film schauen. Einen Film schauen. That is to watch a movie. Okay? Good. Now, let me be careful. Make sure that I have clicked on this page already. Then we go to the next one. Einkaufen. Einkaufen. That is to shop. Okay, good. So we go back here. We skip that.
There's one that you have skipped.
Oh, that's possible. Let me come back to this list. I probably did not. Oh, Nachrichten schreiben. Ja, sehr gut. Nachrichten schreiben. Nachrichten schreiben. That is to compose messages. They could be WhatsApp messages, text messages, or any other messages that use a service like that. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, super. Und jetzt kommen wir zu Nummer 5. Ich habe Basketball gespielt. I played basketball. Lesen Sie die E-Mail von Mark und korrigieren Sie. So we are correcting this email. And we have 4 statements here. Mark und Ulf. Oh, by the way, I did meet somebody called Ulf very many years ago. And I think Ulf in that Scandinavian language is a wolf. Just like there are some people called Mr. Fox, Mr. Wolf, etc. Okay, Mark und Ulf haben von 1:30 bis 3 Basketball gespielt. Sie haben am Vormittag ein Eis gegessen. No, that is not accurate according to the text. It was am Nachmittag, in the afternoon. Ulf hat eine Sonnenbrille und ein T-Shirt gekauft. Sonnenbrille is sunglasses. I had a pair over here. Okay? And the 4th one, D. Sie haben bis 5:30 Fußball geschaut. They watched football until about 5:30. 5:30, remember? You get to the midpoint and you think about the hour that's going to start. 5:30 is 5:30. Okay, good. What I'd like us to do is to read this text, then come back to the questions and correct what needs correcting. Okay? There are some inaccuracies in 1 or 2 more statements. But first, let us read this. Let me ask, is the text visible for you to read, depending on what device you're using? Hello, chat.
Yeah.
It basically says, hello, darling. Now, because it's a text, let me give us time to read. I'll give us 1.5 minutes in the interest of time. Yeah, 1.5 minutes, and then we look at the statements and determine which ones are correct, and then correct the ones that need correcting.
menstruates, the goddess is believed to leave her body. Overnight, she's cast out of the palace. Returned to parents she barely remembers. Expected to live as a normal girl after years of being treated as divine. They worshipped her as a goddess, then discarded her the moment she became human. Why are little...
Okay, in the interest of time, we'll go through the letter together. We've already gone through the four statements, A, B, C, and D. I will move the text over here. I will read it out loud so that you hear. You have the benefit of having read it. So when you read it, you see what it looks like. And when it is read out loud, you hear what it sounds like. Okay. Hallo Schatz. So he says, hello darling. Hallo Schatz. Wie geht's dir? Habt ihr Spaß in Wien? Are you guys having fun in Vienna, capital city of Austria? Ich habe heute von 1:30 bis 2:30 mit Ulf Basketball gespielt. So I played basketball with Ulf from 2:30, which is 1:30, bis 2:30, which is 2:30. Okay? Danach haben wir ein Eis gegessen. After that, we bought ice cream and ate. Well, didn't actually mention bought. So after that, we ate ice cream. Who knows? Maybe it was a gift. Okay? Dann haben wir einen Einkaufsbummel gemacht. Then we just did some window shopping. We walked around and didn't buy anything, but we were just looking around. Ich habe eine Sonnenbrille und ein T-Shirt gekauft. I bought a pair of sunglasses and a T-Shirt. Ab 5:30 haben wir die ganze Nacht bei Ulf Fußball geschaut. So starting 5:30 and for the rest of the evening, in fact the whole night, we watched television at Ulf's house. And then comes the question, wann kommst du morgen zurück? What time tomorrow are you coming back? Ich hole dich am Bahnhof ab. I'll pick you up at the railway station or at the train station. Viele Küsse von Mark. So many kisses from Mark. Von. Okay, super. Und jetzt, let me activate this page and come to this. Mark und Ulf haben von 1:30 bis 3 Basketball gespielt. Mark and Ulf played basketball from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. Let's look at this one. What needs correcting?
The time.
And what's the time? What needs correcting there? But it's a trick question. It might be a trick question. Mm-hmm. It's a trick question. You're right.
Ab 3.
It's the time. It's
Yeah, you're right, by the way. It's a trick question. So 2:30 is 2:30 in both of them. But when you check the second time, there's a discrepancy, right? Did you notice it? Is there a discrepancy? Let me scroll a bit and you will see. So, it says, ich habe heute von 2:30 bis 2:30 mit Ulf Basketball gespielt. So, 2:30, which is 1:30, bis 2:30, 2:30. But statement A is, Mark und Ulf haben von 2:30 bis 3 Basketball gespielt.
Bis 2:30.
That's the difference, isn't it? Yeah? So it's bis halb drei. That needs correction. B. Sie haben am Vormittag ein Eis gegessen. They ate ice cream in the morning. Let's check the text. Danach haben wir ein Eis gegessen. Wait a minute. Thereafter, or after that, we ate an ice cream. But after what? After they played basketball. What time were they playing basketball? From 1:30, halb zwei, bis halb drei. From 1:30 to 2:30. That's already afternoon. So it can't be that they're having ice cream in the morning, whereas they had it in the afternoon after playing basketball. C. Ulf hat eine Sonnenbrille und ein T-Shirt gekauft. So what did Ulf buy, or who did the buying? Let's look at this. Dann haben wir einen Einkaufsbummel gemacht. We just did window shopping. Ich habe eine Sonnenbrille und ein T-Shirt gekauft. So who is it that bought?
Mark.
Mark. And in this case, he would say, either we will say Mark hat, yeah, or ich habe, but better to say Mark hat because it's reported speech. And then finally, D. Sie haben bis halb sechs Fußball geschaut. They watched football until 5:30 in the p.m. But what does he say here? Ab halb sechs. Beginning 5:30, not until 5:30. Starting from 5:30, we watched television the whole night. Okay? So, Sie haben bis halb sechs Fußball geschaut. Here you need to change just one word and you have the correct meaning of the sentence. You won't say bis. Bis is until. You'll say ab. Ab is beginning from 5:30. So you just change that. Sie haben ab halb sechs Fußball geschaut. Okay? They watched football starting 5:30. Let me pause there. Any questions?
With the time, is it a habit for them to use the, like you see how they say halb sechs?
Mm-hmm.
But they're used to distinguishing with the knock and four.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for their halb sechs, so do we just assume, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like what gives it, like what makes it say that it's 5:30? Because we just say halb sechs.
So it's because we understand it within their context, and you're quite right, by the way, because it is half to six. In English, you say half past. The German mind thinks about the hour that's coming. So if somebody says, wir treffen uns halb zwei, so the hour of 2 o'clock begins, it gets to the 30-minute mark. No, halb zwei, the hour of 1 o'clock starts. When it gets to 1:30, halb zwei is actually that amount of time going to the full hour. So different cultures, different ways of expression. Okay? Just to give an example as we close, I'm already 1 minute over. If you look at Kenyan languages, okay, let me use English. In English, people give thanks. They give thanks. But in some Kenyan languages, I think some people return thanks. Can you hear a language in which somebody would say, I return thanks? Could you think, if you just think inside of that language, you'll find that there's at least one language where people return thanks. Have you identified it? I think some of you may have. And then there's another language where you beat thanks. You don't return, you don't give, you beat thanks. if you read it literally. So you notice languages say the same thing differently. Why do these ones say return thanks? The other ones are beating thanks. These ones are giving thanks. It's difficult to explain, but there it is. So what we do is once we learn it, we tell our brain to accept it, and then we move on with it. Okay? Gut, gute Leute, I'm already 2 minutes over. My apologies. Vielen Dank. We began learning the perfect. What I'll do is this. I will post the link of that video we watched at the beginning. I'll post it in the WhatsApp group, and then I'm going to post our homework in the WhatsApp group from the Arbeitsbuch. I was going to open it, but I don't want to keep you any longer. Okay? Gut. Also ich poste die Hausaufgabe in der WhatsApp-Gruppe. Heute noch, ja? Today. Gut, also ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Abend und bis morgen. Tschüss. Tschüss, tschüss. Tschüss, bis morgen.